Hello guys, it's Leonard. I just wanted to quickly share something that I just was thinking about. So, as you can see in the title, um, jobs in Japan are not secure anymore. So, I wanted to discuss about what is happening and what to do instead. So, I know that in this channel before I posted about how to find dev jobs in Japan, and you know, Japan used to be very stable when it comes to employment. They still had this concept of permanent employment where you get to work in a company until you retire. But things are changing now. So, you know, Fujitsu stopped hiring new graduates from this year, and they actually laid off their entire internal division for hiring the new graduates, and not only Fujitsu, but as you might have seen, Panasonic is laying off 10,000 people globally, probably more, because usually companies, when they announce they're going to lay off, like, let's say 5%, actually they're probably laying off like 10 to 15%, and this then is laying off 15% of people globally. And these are just a few examples of companies that are laying people off. And I know if you are watching my channel in English, you probably know all about how the global market is also pretty unstable. All these tech companies laying off engineers and people. And I just wanted to say, this is what I've been doing and sharing with my friends for probably like a year or two now, like maybe more than that. But in this time when your employment and everything is pretty unstable, what I want to say for the developers out there who are watching the channel is that it's actually more secure to start your own business. I'm somebody who's very big on personal freedom, time freedom, location freedom. I personally want to be able to control my own fate without being told what to do. And sure, like, not everyone's privileged enough to start there, but I do believe that a lot of people, especially if you're a programmer, especially if you're a developer, you have this superpower to make this thing happen. And let me say why. So if you think about it, what we are as a programmer, we're just basically a craftsman of 21st century, right? We are making something out of nothing in a way. So if we are born in like Renaissance or something, like, we probably could be making, I don't know, like lenses or some machines so we can watch stars better or something. That basically fundamentally hasn't changed. Like, we're producing something. It's just that what we are producing is not tangible. It's something that is not can be touched or seen, but what's beautiful about that is that it can scale so easily, because like if we make some kind of product, our SaaS or something, like, all we have to do is we just give the new user ID and password and they get to use our stuff. And for me, I think that's such a powerful thing that we can take advantage of as software developers. And I know that a lot of engineers focus on, how can I do leak code better? How can I design stuff like my software better or something, like, and people get fixated on how to be a better like coder. But the thing is, I believe that, in this era, especially with all the AI advancement, I feel like an individual's ability to create value has gone up so much, to the point that you as a coder or programmer doesn't have to only code, right? Like, you can actually go out there, you can actually solve people's problem and get paid for doing that. So let me share what I have been doing. So I have a friend who's running a recruitment startup. So actually, you know what? Let me start here. So actually, I didn't know him. He wasn't my friend. So there's this Starbucks that I go to every morning, and like, I used to wake up pretty early so that I could study in the morning, and for some reason, like, almost every day, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., Like he would show up at the same time, and I did that for probably like 2 or 3 months, and then it got to a point where I got to recognize him, and I could tell that he was a guy who was running a startup because he's wearing the same clothes like every day, right? So I thought to myself, okay, he's either a startup guy or a psychopath, right? And like the latter is pretty unlikely. So one day I just like walked up to him and said like, hey, like, are you a startup person, right? And he's like, yeah, I run my own startup right now. And I was like, okay, cool. Well, I'm a programmer. I just wanted to network, right? And then he's like, oh, okay, sure. And then he took his headphone off and he just gave me his business card. And that's how we started connecting. So from then on, like we exchanged line, and maybe for 3 or 4 months, every time I'm there in the morning, we just say hi to each other. And he would come up to me and be like, hey, so like, Leo, what is this new ChatGPT thing, like, right? Like, what is this new stuff that's happening? So I'll talk to him about all these new technology advancements before my workday starts, right? So we continued it for a while, and probably after like 4th to 5th month of me knowing him and just giving him basically like a free consulting advice on like what text to use and how to understand AI technology better, he came up to me one day and be like, hey, like, so Leo, we need your help. Like, we have this task that takes forever to do, and we don't even know like what we can do here. Like, is there anything you can do to like maybe automate this or fix this, right? So I was like, sure, like, tell me about it. So he basically described how like, he has this tons of meetings going on daily, and it takes him a really long time to process these meeting logs into a structured information. So I told him, yeah, like ChatGPT can just do that so easily. Like if you give me, time, like I can totally come up with some like proof of concept. And he's like, okay, cool. Why? Actually, how much time do you need to make that? Right? And at the moment I was like, you know what? Do you have like a meeting log that's in text file right now? He's like, yeah, we do. Like, let me just send you that. Okay, just send me that right now. And I just took that meeting log, I threw in a prompt to ChatGPT to come out with a formatted response on the fields he wanted to get to know from that meeting log, like who's the people speaking, what kind of job positions they're talking about, blah, blah. And just like that, in like 1 minute, I was able to give him, hey, like, this is what I can do. Like, I did this manually just now, but we can totally automate this, right? And at that moment, he was like, okay, I'm sold. Like, let's do this. So that's how I got to start on this journey. Like, I mean, so I've been wanting to do my own business and like do my own service, but I just didn't know it could start like this. But I just wanted to share this story today to show that, like people think that you need to be like so good or you need to be so ready to like start anything and just like, like make your own value and make money from it. But in reality, like things can be so simple just like this. Sure, like later you're gonna have to worry about scaling and how to actually get better, how to deliver results and all that. But in the beginning, like, I mean, that doesn't really matter, like, so I started with that thing, and then we worked on 2 or 3 projects after, and now I have another client, food factory in Yokohama, that I kind of also got to know as a referral. So, like, I hope to unpack this more in the future, but basically what I wanted to say was, like, if you have this kind of experience where you are able to like just earn money like with your name, like not your company, I feel like it just gives you so much like financial confidence, especially in the time of this chaos and all these like tech layoffs going on. So yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick, because I feel like this is what I've been repeatedly sharing with my friends, or with my kohais in K University. Kohai is the opposite of senpai, I'm their senpai, so I was sharing my experience. But I was just like, you know what, I should share this on YouTube as well, because like I don't have many subscribers, but I do have some people watching. So yeah, there it goes. I know I rambled a little bit there, but I just wanted to share this quickly because I do have to prioritize other things now, so I don't have much time for edit. But I would love to just throw my ideas out there and just show you what is possible and what I'm doing. I'm not saying I'm the best one out there or anything, but I just feel like it's actually more valuable for me to share that because I'm not somebody who's like way up there. You know, I'm no different from probably everyone who's watching me now. But just to share that even an average Joe like me can just do something under my name. I hope this gives you a little more hope and clarity during these tough times when it's kind of hard to find dev jobs and when it's not easy to even like keep your job, right? But the good news is, you know, if you're a programmer, you can make your own value, like I said, and you can scale pretty easily. So yeah, let's just hang in there. But I hope this story gives you some hint on what is possible. And yeah, I hope to talk more about these things. Wow, I talked for 11 minutes. Cheers, guys.